Hello, hello, and welcome back to Spiritual Maintenance. For those of you who are new, what I typically do is post a video during the week with some knowledge on spirituality, and then every Friday I post a guided meditation or some other sort of spiritual exercise that you can do to integrate the knowledge of that week. And for those of you returning, thank you so much. It is so awesome to look at my whatever that is that tells me people are returning and how many, and to see that you are returning, and it makes my heart so happy that I actually am helping someone out there. So thank you to you. It makes my heart so warm, and um, it helps give me a purpose and meaning to continue doing this. So thank you. Okay, so this week is the solar plexus, and that is here in our abdomen. It is known as our ego um, energy. With Erickson's developmental theory, that is the play age, the 3 to 5 year old age. And if you've ever watched a 3 to 5 year old, they just do because they explore all these sorts of things. Or if they're hindered, they're very shy and they don't want to do anything. They're afraid to do anything. So there's that apprehension. So this is that area of, if it's imbalanced, you're kind of in that freeze state of, not sure about yourself, so you don't take action, or you're reactionary to where the littlest thing happens and you explode. So this week is about learning how to balance that one so we know when to take action and when not to take action. Okay? And that is the initiation versus guilt. And it's about purpose in life. Like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Um, so that guilt, a lot of people will do things, make their actions out of guilt of like, well, if I don't do this, then they're going to be mad at me. Or if they don't do this, well, then I'm not worthy of their love. And you make up excuses surrounding guilt as to why or why not to take action. So focusing on initiative of like, I'm going to do this because it's going to better XYZ. Um, kind of focusing in on that. The motivations for this one is power and achievement. And power, if it's in the egoic side of things, that's where you've got those um, very controlling, abusive behaviors. So we want to stay away from those. And you want to focus more on using your power for good. So the description of that is the social status and prestige, control, dominance over people and resources. And then the goals of that is social power, authority, and wealth. So recognizing that we're doing what we're doing to take authority over our own life, over our own security, over our own wealth, all of that, but recognizing what a good ruler should be like, and using that power wisely. The achievement, the description of that is personal success, demonstrating competence according to social standards. And the goals are being successful, capable, influential, hardworking, efficient, and achieving goals. And again, balancing those so that you are doing it for the greater good of everyone involved and towards your divine purpose, your life path. Not doing it because you should or because someone told you to, or if you don't, then this, because that's when that manipulative behavior starts kind of seeping in. Even if you have good intentions behind it, you don't want to go in in the direction of the narcissist, but you also don't want to go in the direction of the codependent. Both being manipulative in their own way, one to get others to do things for them, and then one to convince others to heal and to change their toxic behavior. So um, being in that center ground of like, this is what I'm going to tolerate and this is what I plan to do moving forward. The negative connotations. self-talk that are with this is that action and guilt, and that's those negative thoughts of it's my fault, I should have done something, I'm unforgivable, I'm a horrible person, I'm inadequate and weak, and those are those things that push us to either react or not take action. The positive ones are I learned and can learn from this. I did the best I could. I can forgive myself and move on. I'm okay in spite of my mistakes. And I am adequate and strong because, yes, you are. And we're going to focus on that this week is embracing that inner strength and using it unapologetically when it is for working towards our path. This is the element of fire, the color yellow. Again, power, courage, expression in the world. So, letting your flower bloom in the field of flowers that is everything. So, let yourself shine. It is about your autonomy, your individuation, selfless service, fulfillment of dreams, and longevity. So that's making those actions that you take that just, go on, and it's created something that just keeps unfolding into something beautiful. The negative things that we're going to have to kind of work through, intestinal disorders, so things in your stomach, anorexia, and then there's sorrow, pride, ego, of course, that ego inflation, neurotic symptoms, low energy, victim mentality, temper tantrums, and shame. So if you feel yourself struggling with any of those, just focus on those this week, and we're going to push those out. Okay. And then the last area is again in those areas, but focusing more specifically on the organs and glands that it heals as you balance them, is the stomach, liver, upper intestines, kidneys, adrenal glands, gallbladder, pancreas, spleen, and the center of your spine. So if these are areas that you feel affected by, just know it has something to do with the solar plexus. So those can experience some healing this week. Okay, physical problems are intestinal colon problems, ulcers, diabetes, liver disorders, adrenal problems, arthritis, colds, and flu. So if you see that showing up a lot in your life too, again, this is a week for healing those. And no, I'm not saying cure, because obviously you need to go to the appropriate medical physicians, healers, those kind of things that are experienced in that area. This just gives a level of healing to that area to help that area. Okay, the emotional and mental growth, trust, self-esteem, confidence and respect, and honor of self and others, sense of joy, happiness, contentment, sexual assertiveness, confidence, security in the future, ability to give love, and forgiveness towards others. Usually people think of those as like areas that the heart governs because of the love, but love is an action, and so that's why it's here. So the root, we grounded our energy, the solar plexus, the sacral, we focused and honed in on that energy and what it was trying to tell us. So then now with the solar plexus, we can use that energy and push it forward towards actions of love and light towards our goal, so that whatever we build is not built on a faulty foundation. You did not climb on others to get there. Instead, you focused on yourself with love, and those that you included, there was love. Those that you drew boundaries with, there was love there as well. Focusing on that. if someone has caused you mistrust, um, those kind of things. Recognize it, thank the lesson learned, forgive them, whether that's to their face or not. Forgiveness is about you. It's that ability to let go and recognize it was a lesson learned and that it's more about them than yourself. So forgiving them and then focusing on hope for your future and what that's going to look like and what you are going to tolerate and not tolerate and the actions you are now going to do or not do for yourself. We're no longer doing for others because that's a controlling behavior. If someone wants to act a certain way, let them. Take a step back and let spirit deal with them. But every time you're there trying to do things for someone and they're not taking responsibility, karma cannot happen to them because you're in the way. Or there's times that you get so intertwined into their chaos that their karma hits you too. So recognize they're going to do what they're going to do no matter what you do, say, think, anything. So let them. They're showing you who they truly are. So accept that, move on, focus on you. And if they heal by default, great. If not, great. Now you know. Yeah, that was a little heavy. I didn't expect it to go there, but I, I just go where he leads. So, um, yeah, be on the lookout for the meditation this Friday. And I have a feeling it's gonna be deep in the trust yourself area. Okay? So I will see you then, and I wish you all the best. Bye.